Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 5, and this is going to be my review for episode 17 for this season, otherwise entitled Time Bomb. But of course, if you've not watched the episode, go watch it because big stuff towards the end. Rest of it, not much really going on, but actually, yeah, mainly stuff in like the last 10 minutes. But, you know, spoilers still, because a lot actually does happen in that last 10 minutes. But if you are... Obviously, if you're continuing, let me know in the comments section down below your various thoughts on this episode. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you dislike it? Did you hate it? Let me know down there, as well as just your favorite part of the episode. And obviously, if you enjoyed the episode and also you enjoy my video and analysis on it, be sure to drop a like on it as well to show your support. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. So last episode, the real big thing to talk about was Orlin, the past Cicada, or the present day Cicada, got cured, and we're like, okay, what's going to happen here? And then boom, future Cicada, aka his niece Grace, shows up, just dabs on Star Labs. Now I've just realized that Star Labs was fixed straight away this episode. I think it was, wasn't it? Anyway, skip over that. So there, she's here, she's from the future, and we're like, oh, okay, what's going on here? But this is where we start off in this episode, so we don't start like in, Star Labs. After that, we go straight to 2049. Nora shows up and she tells Eobard Thawne about what the hell has happened, that this future Cicada has showed up, and it's just not part of the plan. And Reverse Flash, or Eobard Thawne, he didn't seem flustered. Now, we know he's a pretty composed guy, doesn't really panic too much, but seeing that he's got like hardly any time left, you think this would make him go like, oh crap, what am I going to do now? And he'd be like rushing, trying to think what's going to happen. Didn't seem flustered at all, and he tells Nora, as we saw in the trailer for this episode, to go and tell her father. Tell your father everything, what's going on, and stuff like that. And it almost makes me think, is that part of the plan? I think I did, I think I asked in my last video if people thought it was the plan. Was it my last video? I think it was. If people thought that Eobard was maybe on that, about the whole, like, telling Barry, or getting Nora to tell Barry about stuff, whether, he was part of the plan. It was about 50-50. I'm just going off the top of my head from the comments that I did see. But it just seemed weird, that opening scene. It just seemed like it was like a part of the plan that Barry was meant to find out at this point. But I guess we'll see in the next couple of episodes, if from Barry knowing and certain things happening, whether that actually leads to positive things happening to Eobard Thawne. But we do see Grace revealing herself to Orlin, going, yo, it's me, it's Grace from the future, and everything like that. Orlin seeming much more normal than usual, or seeming more normal than he was when he was Cicada. We'll talk about that more later on in the video, because it sort of explains stuff that was happening this season, but we'll talk about that later. But as we saw in, I think it was the sneak peek for this episode, we did see Sherlock finally decode Nora's notebook. And he's going through all these different notes, but there's nothing there with a name. It's not like saying like Eobard or Thawne or Reverse Flash or anything like that. Or even specifying, or certain events that would really point to a certain person for the most part, really. Obviously, there's one little thing that does come back to bite Nora on the ass in regards to something that was left by Eobard Thawne. But Sherlock can't really get anything. But speaking of the future, basically, Team Flash gets a reading that the Time Sphere was actually stolen from the Starchives, Archives, Star Labs, Starchives, it's a clever name. And they find it in the forest. However, the one in the Starchives is actually still there. So how can there be two different things and it's saying it's stolen? What's going on there? And it's actually a time sphere from the future, and it's that exact same one. They use is it like Operation Shazam? I don't know if that's meant to be referencing, because that movie's coming out. I think even Iris, scratches in a lightning bolt, I think it is. It looked like it anyway. It might be an S. I don't know what it was. But scratching it in the past one is going to make it appear on the future one. So, oh crap, someone's traveled back in time, it's Cicada. But Grace, in basically the majority of this episode, is really hunting down her parents' killer. So we see her actually go to the Central City Police Department, Barry's CSI lab, which we haven't been to in ages. Like, the only time Barry actually goes there is... Actually, we were there last episode, weren't we? So we've been there 2 episodes in a row, or 3 episodes in a row. Crap, because Iris was there 1 episode, then Barry, now this episode. We're making the comeback into the CSI lab. Holy crap. I think before those, I think the last time we saw it, was in the first episode for this season, I think. Anyway, so Grace goes there, gets the cold case on her parents' death, and then we actually see Cisco vibe the incident that killed Grace's parents, which involved a meta called Vicky Bolin, who they're calling Time Bomb, hence the episode, who basically could like accelerate the molecules or something in the ATM, which caused it to explode. And unfortunately, Grace's parents went to the ATM when it exploded, killing them, and basically embedded that absolute hatred for metas that Grace now has. But due to this and Cisco actually seeing Grace like crying and be like, oh no, mum and dad, they're able to figure out pretty easily that future Cicada is Grace. So it was good that it didn't stretch out for like until episode 20 or something until they figured it out. They figured out the episode after she's introduced, which I thought was a smart way to go about it. Now we had Iris being like suspicious around Sherlock, and I guess it was there because plot. They needed there to be doubt with someone in Team Flash about Sherlock, so then he's right at the end. But as I said in previous episodes, when Iris had done this, it didn't make sense. It just makes her character look... Well, not... It's not... It actually doesn't really do anything against Iris's character. It just makes you think, well, Iris, we know that Sherlock's right and that he's in the truth. So you can't side with Iris in that situation. So it's just one of those things where that scene didn't have to be in the episode. I don't think it had to be in the episode. I thought it was a bit... Just didn't have to be there, to be completely honest. And before anyone goes, oh, you're picking on Iris. No, it's just a scene that didn't have to be in the episode because it just felt like it was there to cause a bit of doubt when we don't, as the audience, don't need doubt because we know he's right. So once again, I thought it was a silly scene that didn't need to be in there. But yeah, we actually get to eventually meet Vicky Bolin in real life at like a Playland cafe sort of thing. I haven't been one of them since I was like 9 years old or 10 years old or something. Been a while. But while we're in there, Nora gets like this weird new ability, which is glowy eyes. We're going to call it glowy eyes. Glowy eyes, trademark. Hello, we'll trademark that, just glowy eyes. And I was like, what the hell? So she can actually see, like, preemptively see Grace or Cicada coming. And as I think a lot of people assumed, and then as I think Caitlin says towards the end of the episode, it's probably because of Nora's time in the mindscape of Grace, like inside her brain, that there's like a mental connection there. So yeah, I guess that's explained, but it looks weird, glowy eyes, but anyway. I must say though, at that Playland when Barry as the Flash and Nora as Excess walk in and they go, oh, you hired the Flash for the party, I thought it was pretty funny that Barry just played along with it. It's like, I'm the Flash. I thought that was hilarious. Just, pretending to be like an actor for the Flash. Thought that was pretty funny. That's what you want in a Flash show. Funny little moments like that, but also kind-hearted moments. But we actually do go back to the Starchives in this episode, and we see Sherlock go to Harrison Wells or Eobard Thawne's chair, and he gets like a USB sort of memory sort of thing from it, which is going to have a lot of intel, and what's on there is actually a video where, once again, the timeline is malleable, as said, and also he's able to track the handwriting and see the handwriting that Eobard Thawne as Harrison Wells puts on a whiteboard, and boom, he's figured out who's writing in Nora's notebook alongside Nora. So Sherlock now has all the information. In regards to Cisco in this episode, I guess it's like Cisco and Ralph's side story. Cisco obviously has this new girlfriend called Camilla, and it's like it's his normal life outside of Star Labs, and he wants to keep Camilla out of that. And obviously the whole Cisco leaving the show rumor, which does have a lot of evidence even in the story as well as outside of the show as well. It just seems like this is going to be the pathway out, but then we see Camilla also getting a job at the Central City Citizen with Iris as a photographer. She's getting Peter Parkered, might become a spider person, who knows. Maybe Ralph might slip a radioactive spider into her lunch. I don't know. Wherever you'd sneak a radioactive spider, Ralph might put it there. But yeah, so Cisco's struggling with that, and it will be interesting to see whether that goes forward anymore. We'll have to wait and see. But as I was saying before, Orlin, he just seems much different in this episode, and he's basically saying like, yo, Grace, it was an accident, your parents' death. It wasn't like, a planned out murder like you're trying to do right now. And you can just tell that Orlin had this mental connection with Grace, with the whole, when he had the scar with the dagger and everything like that, and she had the cut on her head. There's just a mental connection there, and she was basically filling Orlin with this rage. She's responsible for all this rage that Orlin was feeling, because you can see him now, and that's just basically gone. He's basically gone back to how he was before the incident, and it will be interesting to see what happens there if they can do that with Grace or her younger self. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, but you can just tell that was why Orlin was like that. It would be interesting if they explained that he was acting a bit weird because it was like an 8-year-old sort of like using him as a puppet, but they never really went there. But Orlin sort of redeems himself sort of when we have this big hospital scene with the Cicada or Grace Cicada. Really cool scene. I thought that was awesome, like the dagger flying around and stuff like that. I thought it was just a really cool scene. Really, really well done. But this is when Orlin actually shows up to the hospital, and you're like, I knew as soon as he showed up, because I thought she might kill him in that hut, but as soon as he showed up at the hospital, I was like, this dude is so dead, and that's exactly what happened in a pretty lethal way. Like the dagger that was across city or something comes all the way back and just absolutely impales Cicada in the back, and I was like, damn, like Grace looked up to him so much. And the biggest issue around this is because Orlin's dead in the present now, the actress who played Cicada, or Grace, the future Grace, said in an interview that, you know, she knows all these powers and how to use them properly because her uncle trained her. So I don't know if that's going to affect her future. Have to wait and see. But R.I.P. Orlin. F's in the chat for Orlin. He had a good run though, I guess. But then we end off with the big end scene, the one that was in the trailer, the thing we were waiting for, not only just for this episode, but basically the entire season after we learned that Nora was working with Thorne. Nora is exposed, but she doesn't come out and say it. It's all from Sherlock. Sherlock is the one that goes, ha ha ha, dab on ya. Here's the information, Team Flash, your daughter's lying to you, Barry and Iris. Absolutely exposes her. Team Flash learns that she is working with Eobard Thawne. Nora, not a good poker face. She didn't laugh it off going, ha ha, good joke, Sherlock. You really are a funny man. It must be the accent. It adds, 10% more comedy. No, Nora basically starts crying and Barry's crying. Grant Gustin nailed that scene, I think, just in a scene where you didn't have to speak too much. I thought it was good. And Barry just runs at her, just full on run it hard. And I thought, what was happening there? But puts her in a pipeline cell. So Nora's there, and I think she's going to be there basically most of next episode, because next episode is the elusive Godspeed episode, which is a month away. What the hell, Flash? We're on another break. I think it's a month away, maybe 3 weeks away, something like that. But it's basically a flashback for Nora episode. Nora flashback episode, but it's like in the future, because she's from the future, but it's still a flashback. And then you do the flashback, and then it's all this different lines and stuff. So, yeah. So, next episode, month away, big Godspeed episode where Nora's past is going to be revealed and how she got here and everything like that. Most likely going to show how she met Thawne. Wouldn't surprise me if maybe Eobard Thawne saves her from Godspeed or something like that. Have to wait and see. But overall, with this episode, a lot of it was just a storyline. You learn the origin of Grace's rage, which was good to see. Even though we already had it from the beginning of the season where we knew her parents were killed by metas, at least we get to see how that happened. So learning that was good. Orlin's gone, so Grace is by herself. We thought that maybe Orlin would be with her for a bit, but she's riding or flying or stabbing solo, whatever you want to call it. And then we had the big Nora exposed scene, which was finally good to get it out of there and just put that on the side. But it will be interesting to see what happens with Nora going forward. Will Team Flash be able to trust her again, or is she public enemy number one? And it's really about trying to stop the potential threat of Thawne from the future. Going to be interesting. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support. Let me know in the comments section down below various opinions on this episode. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Let me know all of that in the comments section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.